We have had so many Luna moths at our house the past couple weeks. In fact, there was one night where we had to go to bed because they were banging up against our living room window, and it was like Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. They were just like smashing sounds, so we didn't want to disturb them and turn all the lights off in the house and went to bed. We actually have fairly large birch trees. There's one over there in our yard, which is their favorite larval food plant. And my dog likes to come out and sit on the cool stone at night, and you can kind of see the Luna moths like flying from one treetop to the other looking for females. The females typically stay on the tree and then the males fly around, but you'll also see under the starlight bats overhead. So that's a big predator risk for a Luna moth, but they actually have a bat baffling technology. And this is a great because I have 3 Luna moths at my front door right now, and a bunch of these are hickory tussock moths. So when you look at a Luna moth, it is a pretty big target for a bat. Bats find their prey using echolocation. Luna moths are also going to be a little bit fatty because they don't eat as adults and they have fat reserves from their caterpillar days to kind of keep them safe. But what happens when a bat's echolocating is it's going to have, a couple different signals depending on the position of the wings. But these long feathery tails actually mean that there's a bunch of other kind of chaotic reply signals that the bat is getting. And so ultimately, the center of all the signal replies is actually these 2 feathery tails. You can see they're kind of twisted, and that twisting effect is actually how they can basically create a bunch of echolocation information so that it feels like the center of the organism is about here when a bat is echolocating. And then the bat will grab at that, thinking that it's getting a moth, but actually those tails can come off, just like what's happened to this fellow here. These are all males, by the way. You can tell by their really fluffy antenna. And so the tails can come off, and this little dude is still safe to continue breeding and can still fly just fine. They find that moths do a lot better, of course, with their tails because they're a great tool to confuse the bats and to keep the bats from eating their body. But I think it's just so cool that they have these little bat bafflers at the bottom of their lower wings. It adds to their ethereal beauty, but it's actually kind of an escape technology. So cool.